In a small valley between two divided nations lived a 14-year-old boy named Arav. For years, the two countries had been trapped in conflict. Soldiers guarded the borders, families feared the nights, and the sound of explosions had become more common than the laughter of children. Yet, in this land of silence and fear, Arav carried a dream no one could see. He believed that peace was still possible. Every evening, he would climb a hill and look at the mountains separating the two nations. Their beauty was breathtaking, but they hid thousands of painful stories. Arav would whisper to the wind, "One day, people on both sides will live without fear. One day, these mountains will echo with joy, not sorrow." Arav's father had lost his job because of the conflict. Markets were empty, schools were closed, and hope seemed to fade with every passing day. Arav watched the adults lose faith, and it bothered him deeply. He wondered how the world could change if everyone stopped trying. One morning, while cleaning an old storage room, Arav found a white cloth, worn out, but still bright. He took paint and drew the symbol of peace, a simple dove. Under it, he wrote one word, peace. It was a small flag, but to Arav, it felt like a voice. Without telling anyone, he walked toward the border. Soldiers on both sides were shocked to see a young boy holding a flag. They shouted for him to go back, but he stood firm. His heart pounded, but his courage held him still. His voice trembled as he said, "We are not born enemies. We can talk. We can live together. Please, let's stop fighting." The people from nearby villages gathered, drawn by his bravery. Children from both sides slowly came closer, curious and hopeful. Mothers watched with teary eyes. Something magical happened. Soldiers, who were trained to guard with suspicion, lowered their weapons just a little. Arav's message was simple, but powerful enough to shake their hearts. News of the boy's bravery spread rapidly. Leaders of both nations heard about him. For the first time in many years, they agreed to have a conversation. One meeting led to another. They discussed rebuilding schools, opening markets, and restoring trust. The sound of guns faded, replaced by the sound of diplomats speaking, calmly, respectfully, hopefully. Months passed. The borders slowly softened. Schools reopened. Children returned to classrooms with smiles instead of fear. Markets buzzed with activity again. Roads were repaired, new hospitals were built, and cultural programs were introduced to help people understand each other's traditions. Both nations realized that peace brought opportunities that war had buried. Arav watched all this with amazement. He never imagined that his small action could open such big doors. The valley, once silent and broken, now echoed with laughter, music, and life. International groups praised the region for showing the world that peace is not just a dream, it is a decision. Arav's story taught everyone a simple truth: a small act of courage can change the course of history. Peace is not weak, it is the strongest force in the world. It heals, it builds, and it unites. When nations choose peace, the world becomes safer and more stable. When people choose understanding over hate, a better future begins. And so, from a simple white flag held by a brave young boy, two nations learned that peace was not far away. It had been waiting in their hearts all along.